The city positioning system proposes a democratization of public transit by making directions available to the public at all T stations. Transforming publicly available digital information about the trains within Boston into a physical and easy-to-understand display is important for ease of use. To this end, the display will utilize small stepper motors, push buttons, LED lights, spools, plexiglass, and magnifying lenses housed within a wall-mounted container. For the first iteration of the display design, the user would press a single button with their desired destination listed underneath it. These destinations could be central and popular locations in and around the city of Boston, such as Copley Square, Faneuil Hall, or the TD Garden. Their directions would show up in 3 pieces of information: what train to take, what direction to take it in, and what stop to get off at. Here we can see an overview of the inner workings of the system. Pressing one of the destination buttons would send a signal through the solderless breadboard to the Arduino. Each Arduino would be programmed specifically to the station in which it is located. Upon receiving that information, the Arduino would send out a signal to light up the Step 1 button. When the user presses that button, the Arduino sends 3 separate signals to each of the stepper motors telling them the proper degree to rotate the attached spools. The belts around the spools will have all possible destinations printed on them in order to display the user's destination. Using magnifying displays will allow more destinations to be printed with a smaller font size. This allows the whole display to be smaller. If a second step on the trip is required, the system will wait 5 seconds after the first step of the journey was displayed to trigger an LED light in the Step 2 button. Pressing the Step 2 button would send another signal to the Arduino. The Arduino would then send that second set of information to the 3 stepper motors. While the pieces of this display work, the overall design is pretty uninspired and wouldn't attract a lot of attention. With that in mind, the second iteration of an interface took shape. The display is a map of the city of Boston and its surroundings. The prototype will be limited to 2 train lines, the orange and the red. These 2 lines still retain the ability to show off the potential of this project's vision. The computing mechanics of the system are almost identical, with a few small changes. The system utilizes much smaller push buttons, with customized designs, to provide the user with visual cues. In this scenario, the user must push a combination of 2 buttons to receive their directions. Each stop on a given train is given a number. Once the user finds their destination, they press the corresponding number shown below under Instructions. Then, they press the button at the end of the train line that is closest to their final destination. In this scenario, if the trip requires more than 1 step, then the next button will light up with an LED 5 seconds after the first step is displayed. Pressing the next button will provide the user with their second step for their trip. Pressing the previous button will show the user their first step again. In order to inspire intrigue about the system, the water areas of the map will be cut out, while the rest of the map is adhered to a sheet of plexiglass. This will allow the user glimpses into the inner workings of the prototype, and possibly some understanding of how it works.